Good day from Kamakura, Japan, on this Sunday, October 10th. Another beautiful day, very cool. Spunky and I are just back from our morning walk, and we've got a lot to do in the garden. Oh, Spunky likes munching on the mulberry. Just a paper mulberry. Alrighty. So, as I said, we've got a lot to do today. I'm going to cut back the mint down in the lower garden. I think it's end of the season for the tomatoes, so we'll get rid of all of that too. Do some real good cleanup today. Quick look at the garden. Let's see how everything's doing. Well, here we have the broccoli. They're doing very well. Even though this one has lost a lot of its leaves, it's still doing pretty good. We've got the 4 cabbages here. And the hokusai, the white cabbage, over here. The leaves are spreading out very nicely. And just a bit of a chewing going on this one here. The rest seem to be okay. Yeah, most of the insect activity has died down quite a bit, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's check on the okra. So we got one here that can be picked. This can be picked. Got another up top. And a bunch more. So let's get to picking in. Okay, so a pretty good crop of okra here. 8, and they're all pretty good size. Some a little shorter or longer than the others, but that's okay. So we still have a lot more okra coming. That's good. I think I learned a lesson from years past. I would plant them back in the summer, and the summer heat would sap all of their energy very quickly. So this year I planted them at the very end of summer, heading into autumn, and I think that's a good time to do it. Yeah, so I'll do that again next year as well. The rest of the garden is looking pretty good. I have some vines here growing on the rose bush. I'm going to have to get rid of those. We'll do all of that. And maybe trim back the omiji, the Japanese maple. And this paper mulberry that Spunky likes to chew on. We'll cut this back as well. Leave a little bit for Spunky though. Well, before we get started, let's take a look at the papaya. Yeah, not bad at all. Very good. No, I pulled up all the stakes. These are all the tomato plants. Found my mirror ball. I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to rain. And well, let me show you while I'm here. I trimmed back the rose bush and got all of those vines off of it. I shaped up the momiji, the Japanese maple. Cleared up inside there. Actually I have a lamp, and it works in there. And this lamp here, I'm going to leave the vines there on the lower portion and leave the upper portion exposed. You can see my strawberries are coming in. So I'll have a crop of strawberries soon. I'll cover them later. Okay, I'll put off the planting of the radishes and carrots until later. As you can see, I did do quite a bit of a cleanup down here. I'm satisfied with it. For now, anyway. You can actually see the blueberry patch again. So, yeah, I went all the way back. Next year I'll be planting all of this garden here. And as my YouTube mentor Justin Rhodes says, nature abhors nakedness. Doesn't like to be naked, so that's why I just chopped and dropped. And give it some ground cover, prevent erosion, and all of the minerals in the foliage, the dead foliage, will go back into the soil. It's raining quite a bit here. The mint is gone, as you can see. That's all nice and cleaned up again. And the stairway is a whole lot better. I've cleaned up the sage bed. And the rosemary is looking good. Got a crop of fuki, the stems of which are edible. I broke off a sage branch by accident. I'll take care of that. I'll leave these here for another day. So Spunky's here. Yeah, alrighty. How you doing, boy?
Okay, are you ready? Let's go.
Gozaimasu. Good job. Gozaimasu. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita. This looks like the hatchery or nursery for the little fish, for the little carp, before they go down to the big pond with the bigger fish and the turtles. And the bigger fish and the turtles might eat these little guys, so they have to get a little bit bigger. Gozaimasu. Good boy. Hey, yeah. Gozaimasu. Ana-chan. Are you? Ana-chan. More flowers on the yellow trumpet bush. That was quite a display last week, but none today. But that's okay. So, I'm going to call it quits. It's been fun. We've had a nice walk. I had quite the workout in the garden, so it's time to get freshened up, and I'll do some baking in the kitchen. Till we meet again, you take care. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.